I'll use one that's come from a European project we did last year. So in December 2016, we test purchased 4 vehicle lifts. We had them delivered to our health and safety laboratory in Buxton, and in March we had them installed, ready for testing and examination.
How had you decided that was a thing you wanted to investigate?
It was part of a broader joint action in Europe, funded by European money. So that's why we were able to actually do the test purchase, because we were going to be reimbursed on the funding. The visual examination part was going to be supported by European experts, part of that joint project with 10 other member states. Elements of it were part of a much broader. I mean, those 4 were 4 out of 47 vehicle lifts looked at across Europe by 10 member states. We looked at 7, 4 were test purchases, 3 were looked at in workplaces. So if I take specifically the ones we did the test purchase on, we then had them examined by the European expert at the health and safety box. So they were installed and he examined them functionally. We looked at them visually, we looked at the markings and the documents and found a number of non-conformities. We then conducted certain limited extra tests using the cranage. We performed overload tests and we pulled various bits according to the European standard for the product to see were they up to scratch or not. We were not surprised, and probably it was good targeting to find that all 4 failed quite significantly in one way or another.
By this point, have you put any information on any systems?
No, okay. No, not as, because we haven't evaluated them. So on that particular Wednesday, when we did certain specific tests, we looked at them in the morning, documentary. We looked at the instruction manuals, the declarations, found some non-compliance as usual, checklists, which we were using across Europe, but we would have found them anyway. They were functionally checked by the expert who gave us some preliminary views. We then did some tests and discovered these major failings. At that point, we took a decision that these products should not be on the market because they're unsafe, significantly so. So the first thing we did was I contacted the 4 suppliers by email that afternoon, detailing broadly what the non-compliances found at that stage were, and that there would be formal reports and everything to follow in due course, but making the request that they voluntarily remove them from the market on the basis that our judgment was that these products were unsafe. They presented a serious risk.
How did you contact the suppliers? How did you know,
we test purchased them.
Okay.
So we had invoices. So we knew the last person they came from.
See, and that's who you contacted in the first instance?
Yes, in the first instance, yes. One of the cases there was details of the manufacturer in China. The other 3 didn't have. Part of the non-compliances was a lack of information. Actually, they didn't have declarations of conformity. They had CE marks, but they didn't have all the documents and things you'd expect. So within minutes we knew they were non-compliant. But it was later in the day we knew that they were actually unsafe. And dangerous. So I had 3 emails back before I left the building from suppliers saying, okay, we agree, we'll suspend sales pending further information. And within another 24 hours I had the 4th one back. So we did not, in the case of these 4 products, need to take enforcement action requiring them to be removed from sale because they voluntarily complied. And that's partly probably on the basis that we were able, in that initial email, to detail quite specifically what a number of the failures were, and that we would be sending them. They actually got full test reports and documents later on that actually formed up those conclusions. So it was open and transparent. At that point, having done that, we then chose to start putting information onto ISSMS.
And you hadn't put anything on your coin thing otherwise?
Not at that stage, no. That going on to coin started when we actually started making appointments to go and talk to the economic operators.
Okay.
But the first thing we did was actually put information on ISSMS. So we would